Incredible.
I found the captains.
It's the Women's Football Alliance here from St. Bernard High School, Playa del Rey. Mike Zepeda with you here on SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage. WFA, Mile High Blaze, and Cali War set to square off here from Los Angeles. We'll take you to the coin toss back at kickoff.
Team one, go to the third. Home team one, the third. They'll be kicking from the center. Good day. Good day. Good day.
Kick off, get ready. Kick off, get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
The third.
Kick off! Kick off! Hey, kick off! We get the ball, get
How many steps are you on? Are you already like a couple of steps?
Yeah. So when they go in,
Okay, so nobody wants for that ball.
ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Get these spots, let's go. Look alive, get these spots. Look like we ready to play. Come on. Jay, let me see that. Just take one off. Yeah, come on, LT. See that?
Move one to the ball, y'all. Ladies, back up. No. Back up.
Let's go, Cali! Come on, baby! Let's get a good kick, baby. Let's go!
Let's go, Cali!
Can I switch to sticks now?
Come on, baby. This is our house. Let's go, Cali! Get there!
All right, Mike, I'm switching to sticks right now.
We are live from St. Bernard High School. Cali War won the toss, and they deferred to the Blaze. The Blaze in white, Cali War in black. First down, pretty good field position here to start off their opening drive for the Blaze. And here's the snap. That's going to be a sack. For Cali War, Sparkle Doucette, defensive end, records the sack. And that'll back up the Blaze on the opening play of the ball game. Second down and 25, it looks like. Pass incomplete to the near side. Coverage was there. Starting at quarterback for the Blades, Adrian Tawisi. And a terrific opening stand here for Cali War defensively on the opening possession. It looks like we have a false start here. We are having some issues with our clock, so do want to preface that. 14:03 here in the first quarter. I'll back it up. Another 5, so make it 2nd and 30. Tawisi looking downfield, looking an incomplete pass intended for Reese Pearson, it looked like. Just a little long there.
Roman, I remember this was your first job.
That'll make it 4th down.
The first day here. You
Missed it down there.
So 1 year anniversary, we could say.
Tawisi. So he's going to punt it as well. Back to receive Brianna Barrett. And Barrett, the big play machine for the Cali War. And the War will have their first offensive possession. Cali War 1-1 coming in. Lost their opening matchup. Under center, Chantel Wiggins. Bit of trickery, balls on the deck. And we have a fumble on the opening play. Looking to hand off to Barrett there. And that'll be 1st and 10. Blaze. The defense going to have to hold up for the Cali War.
Dude, that guy has a crazy setup, bro. He has a 25 to 250 like Canon TV lens.
So the Blaze are going to go back to work. Tawisi. Flanked by 2 running backs. Hands it off. It's positive possession. Well, positive play, rather. On the run, that's Leora Bibbs.
Bro, the sun is beating my shoes.
2nd down at about 9. Tawisi had it on the ground, bounces back in her hands, but then it's a sack for the Cali War. See the bobble there. And then it's Antoinette Borders Frazier all over Tawisi. We have an injured player on the field. We'll take a break. 3rd and 15 after the sack. Handoff inside. A terrific tackle made before the Blaze can get to the line to gain. That'll bring up 4th down. Solid run there from Reese Peterson, but not enough for the first. That should bring up 4th and 10. Adrian Tawisi. They call her Sarge. The punt is away from Melanie Archuleta. They call her Ducky. And it's taken by Alyssa Williams for Cali War. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the War. Well, one play and a turnover for Cali War, so let's see if they can regroup on their second possession of the ball game. So Chantel Wiggins will go back to work. 1st and 10. Another reverse, double reverse. They find Barnett. Good gain. It looked like she went pretty north and south, but more east and west. Only a gain of 2 on the play. Check that. She picks up 5. So 2nd and 5 coming up here. Wiggins with the snap, hands off inside. Handoff inside. That's terrific penetration there from the Blaze. Tamara Taylor. See that one more time. Really giving nothing to Nori Washington. Make it 3rd and 6. Outside. Barrett. Near 1st down yardage. That's great hands there from Barrett. A little bit over her head. That's going to bring up 1st down. First and 10 from the 35 of the Cali War. Wiggins. Hands off. This is Kiara Allen, the fullback. Allen to the turf. Gets the edge. Able to make a play. It's a gain of 4. 2nd and 6. Wiggins on the season 2nd in WFA, 195 yards. 3 touchdowns. Wiggins will air it out. Pass incomplete. looking for Barrett. And the coverage there, that's just a great job. Leilani Kamal. I'll bring up third down for Cali War at their own 42. I want to preface that our clock is unofficial. We are having some issues with our play clock. And there's a completion. I don't know if the War were able to get the line of gain on that completion to Jamie Robinson. It's going to be close. 4th and short. Looks like they're keeping the offense in. I'll say 4th and 2 for the War. Wiggins in the short shotgun. Will hand off. And the defense not going to give it up. Just an excellent job of penetration. Able to hit the gap. And the War denied. Turnover on downs for the Cali War. Blaze will take over. Pretty good field position for the Mile High Blaze. As we said, Adrienne Tawisi, they call her Sarge. There she is. Also in the short shotgun, she'll take the snap. She'll air it out over the middle. Pass is complete. And those are great hands. Calista Ramos. Big play. Near the 20. Tawisi hands off inside. Breaking tackles. This is Liara Bibbs. And Bibbs. What a run. Look at that. Just bulldozing her way down. The Blaze in business inside the 10. First and goal for the Blaze. Power formation inside the 5. They're going to roll out Tawisi, and Cali War all over it. We'll see here on the sack. I believe the first one there was Mercedes Fulbright. And Fulbright cashes in another sack, second of the day for the Cali War. Tawisi, hands off. This is Reese Peterson. Peterson with a good run early on. Flashes some speed there. She's able to get the edge. Short of the goal line, though, so that is going to bring up third and goal. And do we have a timeout called? I believe there's a timeout on the field. Well, don't know if this is a timeout. They're huddling well left of center. They're going to go up the middle, full power, not going to get it. Leora Bibbs denied. Well, after that big run, the War have done a terrific job clogging up the run game for the Blaze. So that'll bring up 4th down, 4th and goal, and they're going to go for it. Trips to the left. Bibbs in the backfield. Tawisi, Sarge in the short shotgun. She'll take the handoff. She'll take it to the right. She's going to march in. There is a flag on the play. So let's see about the flag here. Looks like it might be a hold. Yeah, see the hold there. That's going to back it up 10. Pretty easy call on the hold. Let's watch it again. See the line trying to set the edge. It looked like Alexis Martinez maybe got a little overzealous there. Well, it's 4th and goal from outside the 10-yard line. So timeout Blaze. They want to talk it over. We'll be back. So they will elect to kick it away here. That kick is no good. So we remain scoreless here from St. Bernard High School, LAX adjacent. Cali War going to take over. So Wiggins and company going to take over. Their 3rd offensive possession. Their first play, a fumble that hit the deck. Wiggins will go to work. Little miscommunication there. Swings it to the outside. Here's Barrett. Makes a move down the sideline. Barrett. Chunk play. And we have a hold on the play, so hold everything. So back it up 10, 1st and 20 now. Pretty good move on the sideline there for Brianna Barrett. Oh, was it a personal foul? So 1st and 25, back it up 15. Quick hitch pass to the right side. Barrett again making a move. She's in the clear. One player to beat. And Barrett is going to take it to the house. Little misstep there. It looked like she was going to get there, but little turf monster. Look at the move there by Barrett. Swings it to her left. And Barrett, a massive play. You see there at the end, inside the 20, near the 10. Brianna Barrett. We talked about at the top of the broadcast. Big play galore. And Cali War in business, 1st and goal, inside the 10. We have a timeout on the field. We'll be back in a moment. First and goal for the Cali War. Chunk plays like that off of just a quick hitch. Wiggins will bring it to the near side. Pass is complete. And reaching for the goal line, and it looks like it's across. Jamie Robinson nearly lost the ball at the end. So Robinson from Wiggins, Cali War strike first blood. See Robinson able to march in. It's a terrific effort there from Leilani Kamal. We saw with a big hit earlier in this ball game. Wiggins going to go for 2. Wiggins rolling to her right. 2 receivers to the right. Has a little time. Finally gets pressure, and that pass is incomplete. Looks like it was there, but unable to haul it in. Alyssa Williams. But the War on the board first. 6-0. Cali War over Mile High Blaze. You are watching WA Football, the Women's Football Alliance on SoCal College Sports. Back in a bit. Six 0 Cali War on top of the Mile High Blaze. Women's Football Alliance here from St. Bernard High School in Playa del Rey. Kick is away. Taken by Melanie Archuleta. They call her Ducky. A utility player, really everywhere. Archuleta takes it about 20 yards past the 45-yard line, near midfield. The Blaze so close. And when they were denied, missed the field goal. Looked like forward progress was stopped there. They're going to rule it incomplete, maybe? No, they'll call it a catch. Her knee was down, apparently. Pass completed to Carmen Whitehead, tight end. 8-yard gain on the play. Make it 2nd and 2 for the Blaze. Tawisi Sarge hands off to the left. The War quickly there, loss on the play for the Blaze. Dorothy Day able to get penetration there. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Loss of 2, so make it 3rd and 4. War's defense has been pretty stout. Handoff to the right side. This is Paula Barnett. Barnett, does she get the first down? No, she does not. So a decision here for the Blaze. Do they kick it or do they go for the short yardage situation here? Already down 6-0, not an insurmountable lead, but you definitely want to gain some momentum. Again, we are having some issues with our game clock here. Fourth and 2. Oh, hard count from Tawisi Sarge. Able to induce. Well, wait a minute. Did somebody on the offense move? They're going to back this up. And they're going to back it up 5. So much for short yardage. Kicking team comes out for Mile High. Archuleta, Ducky will get to kick it away here. And it takes a Cali War bounce near the 32-yard line here. So Cali War will take over. Wiggins to Barnett. You see the synchronicity there between the two. Big play earlier in this one, setting up the touchdown for Robinson. We have a whistle on the field. A timeout, or is there a flag? Timeout on the field. 6-0 War on top of the Blaze late in the first quarter. Out of the timeout for the Cali War. 27 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Another end around? No, triple end around. Faking out the cameraman. Alyssa Williams up the sideline. Big gain in the Blaze territory near the 40-yard line. They'll give her the 42 in Mile High Blaze territory. You see here, as Williams able to get the edge. It's a great job. Good burst of speed. Finally brought down by Kimberly Santasteven, excuse me. And that'll do it for the first quarter. We'll switch ends. Take out with some highlights from that first quarter. Start of the second quarter, Wiggins in the short shotgun. She's going to hand off. Washington to the right side with some blockers. Lowers the shoulder. She's near first down yardage. I think they're going to give her 9. See here, good burst. She just beats everybody, has a blocker outside. They're going to say she went out of bounds after a gain of 5. So 2nd and 5 here. Wiggins in the shotgun looking to her left side. Has a player, that pass incomplete. Intended for Barrett. Pretty solid coverage on the outside by the Blaze. That was Savannah Lucas. Lucas listed as a wide receiver, doubles up as a corner. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 after the incompletion. Make it 3rd and a long 5, maybe 3rd and 6. Handoff, no, play action to the outside. Quick hitch over to Barrett. Barrett looked like her knees touched at the line of scrimmage, and she was touched down. So no gain on the play. It's going to bring up 4th and 6. A little bit of no man's territory here. Probably going to go for it, I would imagine. And you just never know. That big play ability from Barrett. Saw the big play earlier that led to the first touchdown, the only score of the game. Fourth and 6. Wiggins. Back to pass, looking downfield, has a player, that's Barrett. Barrett lost the ball at the end. And luckily, Chesney able to follow on top of it. What a play. Wiggins to Barrett again. Watch this here. Just a terrific connection over the middle of the field. Barrett up high for the ball, able to secure it. It's knocked out at the end. That's a great job of hands. Santa Steven. But the War able to secure possession. A new set of downs for the Cali War. On 4th and 6, the big hookup from Wiggins to Barrett. Handoff inside. This looks like Washington again. Washington with a gain of 4. 2nd and 6. Second and 6. Barrett to the left. No, it's a handoff inside yet again. Good penetration up the middle. Washington, no gain on the play. Does get back to the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 3rd and 6. Third down for the Cali War. There's Wiggins in the shotgun looking for Barrett on the left side. No, that's not Barrett. That's Jamie Robinson. Robinson with the touchdown earlier. Picks up 5 yards. Well, wait a minute. It was 3rd and 10, so that's going to bring up 4th and 6 here. Or if they had backed it up 5. Well, instead of getting back to the line of scrimmage, I think they were going to rule down a loss on the play. Robinson picked up 5 on first down, lost 5 on second down. There's Wiggins. Wiggins looking downfield again, cross over the middle, passes, incomplete, picked off. This is Megan Hart, and Hart with some room, she's going to go to the house. Nobody's going to catch her. Megan Hart in for 6. 80-yard interception for Megan Hart. See the replay here. And we're going to have a pretty good view of this. Coverage terrific again from Santa Steven. And then Hart falls right in her lap. Nobody going to catch her. Blaze in for 6. Tie ball game. Extra point coming. So a pick 6 for the Mile High Blaze. They have an opportunity here to take the lead. Ducky Archuleta set to kick this one away and give the Blaze the lead. Here's a snap. Kick is up, and it's going to be short. So we'll remain tied at 6-all. 9:43 remaining here in the second quarter, tied up at 6 apiece. Williams back for the kickoff for the War. 9:43 remaining in the second quarter. 6-all. Bit of a squib kick. This is Williams with a terrific return near midfield. She might be in Blaze territory. It's a good job, good rhythm picking that ball off the turf. Breaks a tackle, able to cut it back inside. Finally stopped by Ava Willis. So 1st and 10. For the War. Barrett leading the WFA with 182 yards rushing on the season. An average of 26 yards a carry. She's also second in receiving coming into this game. 182 yards, 4 touchdowns. Hand up inside. Oh, somebody just got trucked over the middle. Big play inside. And that was Sean Caldwell. Listed as a receiver. And Caldwell going to come right into your living room. Going to go right through Leilani Kamal. Kamal's been terrific defensively, but on the wrong end on that one. Pick up a 5 on the play, 2nd and 5. Barrett in the flat. Has a reception, makes a play to the sideline, and this should be 1st down. It's a good job by Wiggins just getting it out quickly. Barrett makes a move, able to get to the edge. Another 1st down, another reception for Brianna Barrett. Calamity of errors in the first half here. Another run for Caldwell. Caldwell going to be stopped this time. Kamal gets a little redemption there. Helped by Taisha Davis. Pickup of 1 on the play, 2nd and 9. Here's Wiggins. This is Barrett. Barrett gets a block, gets it to the hole. Able to squirt forward for a gain of 5-6 yards maybe. We're going to give her 5. That's going to bring up third down. Caldwell again in the backfield. She's been terrific on this drive. 3rd and 4. Up the middle again. Has a hole. Caldwell with the first down and a bunch more. Still on her feet. Finally brought down by Santa Stephen, but not after a big gain. And Caldwell providing a spark in the run game. First and 10, Cali War. War inside the 20. Caldwell again, no. This time Wiggins looking for Barrett. Barrett with the reception. Touchdown, Cali War. Hold on, we have some whistles, maybe a flag on the play, and indeed, that is the play. I mean, that's just a terrific hookup here between Wiggins again and Barrett, this time for 6, but hold on. Got to see about the flag. And indeed, a hold is going to bring this one back. So take off the 6. Make it 1st and 20. Let's do it all over again. Caldwell back in the backfield. Barrett in the slot. And Barrett providing a block. Here's Robinson. Robinson, after getting a block from Barrett, able to bulldoze forward. Finally brought down by Tamara Taylor. Is there another flag here? Now it's going to be a pickup of what looks like 8 on the play. So 2nd, 12. Wiggins to her right, looking for Barrett, nearly intercepted. Robinson able to break up that play, but dangerous pass there from Wiggins. Pass incomplete, 3rd and 12 coming up. You see here, that one floated right into the hands of Santa Stephen. But knocked out violently by Robinson, 3rd and 12, 4:52 here. Check that. 4:39 left in the first half. 4th and 12. Actually, there was a penalty on the play, so it looks like they backed it up 5. So make it 3rd and 17. Back it up another 5. Another foul, another flag. 3rd and 22. Well, your goal right now is just to make it 4th and manageable if you can. Obviously, we talked about the big play ability. We saw it earlier between Wiggins and Barrett. Saw a big play from Caldwell early on this drive. Big run up the middle. Caldwell not in the backfield right now. Well, check that, she is. Flanking to the left of Wiggins. Wiggins back to pass. Wiggins going to be gobbled up. Helmet comes off of the defender. Grainer with the sack. Big play. Just nothing there. Terrific coverage. Grainer, the first player there. Fourth and 30. Kicking game comes on. We have a whistle. Another false start on the War. Not that it matters at this point. Dorothy Day looks like back to kick here. Paula Barrett back to receive the kick, and this one falls on the deck after hitting Yolanda Searcy. So the Blaze will take over. Can the defense make a play here for the Cali War inside the 20-yard line? We'll call it the 18. Sarge in the shotgun, back to pass, has a player open, nearly picked off. And there is a flag on the field. Ibarra in coverage for the Cali War. Pass was intended, it looked like, for Whitehead. Whitehead with a catch earlier in this one. Looks like they're walking this one back. A hold. So first and 20. Second quarter winding down here from St. Bernard. Sarge hands off inside. And Peterson, no gain. Check that, not Peterson, looked like Bibbs. Denied on the inside. Bibb maybe gets away with a little movement before the snap. It's going to bring up second and 20. Clock continues to move here in the second quarter. There you see Adrian Tawisi. In the short shotgun again. Bibbs to her back. Tawisi under pressure. Can she get out of it? No, she's going to be swallowed up. Third sack of the day for the War. Looked like Jennifer Nunez there. Nunez along with Layla Rivers. Another injured player on the field. And it looks like Tawisi, the player down. Injury timeout. We'll be back in a moment Women's Football Alliance from St. Bernard. New quarterback on for the Blaze. Taisha Lowry-Jones. Color smooth. Hands off. This is Bibbs to the left side. Bibbs has the edge. Still on her feet. Ball popped out. Watch the replay here. Bibbs, the helmet, able to pop that free from Sanfrey Roberson as she came in for the tackle. That's going to bring up fourth down. Wiggins and Barrett. Back to receive the kick. Timeout on the field. Out of timeout, 4th and 15. Archuleta will kick this one away. High kick, not a lot of yardage on it. To the left side, terrific opportunity for the War on this possession. Well, Barrett's been a huge factor here in the first half, as we anticipated she would be. We saw the big play that set up the touchdown for Robinson in the first quarter. We saw a touchdown taken off of the board. And we see Wiggins directing traffic, looking down the field, looking to her left side. Pass is complete. And still on her feet, Alyssa Williams. When we saw Williams flash some speed earlier on a kickoff return, this time the hookup between her and Wiggins, another completion here in the first half. Didn't start out well here today for Wiggins. Fumble on the opening snap, trying to hook up with Barrett. But has since turned the corner. And 1st and 10 in business inside the 20. And they're going to say this is 1st and goal for Cali War. Well, Brianna Barrett, it hasn't just been Barrett. It's been Robinson, Washington, now Williams getting into the act. Sean Caldwell with a big run earlier. Caldwell right now in the backfield for the Cali War. Going to take the handoff up the middle. Had a hole momentarily. Breaks it to the right side. Still falling forward on her feet. She is near the goal line. Look at the work here from Caldwell. Well, most of the time, low man wins. That time didn't matter. Caldwell trucking the defender yet again. Looks like we have an injury timeout on the field. The second and goal here. There we see Robinson scored the opening touchdown for Cali War. There's Wiggins. Power formation, short eye. Wiggins is going to fall forward, in for 6. See the penetration there from Francine Loya, able to pave the way for Wiggins, and Wiggins with the touchdown. Well, failed on the first 2-point attempt. See if they can fare better here on their second. As the War double up the blaze here in the second quarter, late first half. And that pass is complete. Barrett. Wiggins to Barrett again, this time for the 2-point conversion. And that was not Wiggins, excuse me. That was Tanya Yarley Guzman. And you see the frozen rope over the middle. Cali War 14, Blaze 6. Second quarter winding down here from Los Angeles. Nunez will kick this one away. And this is Reese Peterson with the return, nearly out to the 40. Well, if you remember, it was Wiggins on the QB sneak. And it looks like she was injured. She's favoring her shoulder here on the sideline. And obviously a storyline developing here for the Cali War. Their third game of the season, came in 1-1. Both starting quarterbacks have been injured. We saw Sarge, Adrian Tawisi, go off last possession for the Blaze. Now this is Taisha Lowry-Jones. Jones to the near side, pass incomplete, intended for Ramos. It'll be 2nd and 10. Got to tell you, Tanya Yarley-Guzman, an impressive throw over the middle for the 2-point conversion to Barrett. Lowry-Jones, Bibbs to the backfield. Handoff is to Bibbs. Bibbs up the middle, breaks it to the left side, trying to break a tackle, and finally ganged up on. But a 6-yard gain for Bibbs. Brought down by Smitty Jones, along with Nunez. 3rd and 4. Well, timeout taken here by the Blaze. 50 seconds remaining. Opportunity here to maybe get some points on the board late in the first half to close the gap. Third forward coming up. Third and 4, Bibbs on the carry. Bibbs to the outside. She's going to be short of the line again. Again, Smitty Jones there with the tackle. That's just terrific pursuit of the ball. I want to say that's a loss on the play. No, they're going to give her 3 yards. So 4th and 1. .14 seconds left. Remember, our clock unofficial. And nearly sacked was Lowry-Jones. So there's still time up on the clock. Half a second left. That was 4th down. So an opportunity here. For Cali War. Are they going to run out the clock and then go to halftime? With under a second to go? Indeed, that will be the case. First half complete from Los Angeles. Cali War on top 14-6. Top of the Mile High Blaze. You are watching the Women's Football Alliance from Los Angeles.
62%, so it'll last through the whole game. No, I mean, it's about to start right now. Camera 3 is forward. Here, I can cover.
Start of the third quarter from Playa del Rey. 14-6. Cali War on top of the Mile High Blaze. Watching SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage. Women's Football Alliance. Brianna Barrett, Williams, back deep for the kick. This is going to be a short one by design. Want to keep it out of the hands of the playmakers. Well, the storyline at the end of the first half was Wiggins went off with an injury after a QB sneak for the touchdown. Will she start the second half? That remains to be seen. And it does look like Wiggins will not get the start here in the third quarter. It's going to be Tanya Yarley Guzman, who threw an absolute rope to Brianna Barrett for the 2-point conversion that made this score 14-6. Are we going to re-kick? No, it'll be first down. In Blaze territory after a penalty. Yarley Guzman with Washington to her flank. Guzman over the middle of the field. Pass tipped. Incomplete. Intended for Williams. You see Guzman, we talked about the 2-point conversion of Barrett. A terrific looking pass that time. Able to spin it pretty well, but pass incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 10. Washington again in the backfield. Play action. I think there was some miscommunication. Guzman's going to take it herself. She's going to pick up some yardage here. And Guzman, let's see where they mark her. That's great recognition. Well, miscommunication between her and Washington on the handoff. She's going to pick up a long 6. Making a short 7. So 3rd and 3 now for the Cali War. Looking to add to their lead. And again, likely 4-down territory here. You take a shot right here. Or do you plug away? This goes to Washington. Washington up the middle, has the first down. She's going to be stopped right there by Leilani Kamal. Well, it's a terrific stick there from Kamal, but it's a fresh set of downs for the Cali War. Guzman with the play coming in. See Barrett right there, going to line her up to the right. Williams to the left. And Jamie Robinson on the outside. So Barrett in the slot. Pay attention to her. Play action. Indeed. Williams, trick play. No, she's going to just take it to the edge and pick up the first down. Stays in bounds. Finally brought down. Again, it's Kamal on the play. So some more trickery. Williams, another chunk play to her credit. Picks up another first down. And Cali War with something brewing here at the start of the third quarter. Approaching the red zone. They have it at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10. Barrett now slot left. Williams up top. Washington behind Guzman. Play action again. That's a terrific catch. Great hands from Kiara Allen. See the hands there from Allen. 4-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 6. And the War marching along here. Their opening possession of the third. Guzman with Allen to her left. Double back set. Washington on the right side. This pass incomplete, intended for Barrett. So after the incompletion, that'll be 3rd and 6. That'll stop the clock. Third and 6. Another double back set. Handoff to Barrett. Barrett with some room. Surveying the defense. Kamal in pursuit. Gets past the defender. Looks like it's going to be another first down for the War. Barrett still on the turf. She gets up. And indeed, they are going to. Oh, she's right at the stick. Fourth and short. They're going to talk things over. I'm surprised you don't get Caldwell in there. Caldwell flashed a lot of power in the run game in that first half. Instead, it's going to be Washington. Single back set. 4th and inches for Cali War to extend this drive. Handoff, Washington. Looks like she has it. And indeed, it will be a first. I think there's no doubt about it there on the replay here. So we'll see it. This goes back to the short yardage run here for Washington on 4th and 1. Initial bump there, I think, at the line of scrimmage, but Washington able to fall forward. 1st and 10, snap is on the ground. End around again to Barrett. Brianna Barrett still on her feet. Able to maintain her balance. Cuts it to the right side. It's going to be a short yard play. That's a rough way to get back to the line of scrimmage. You see Priscilla Garcia in pursuit there. Nearly had her. Eventually gang tackled. You see Kamal make a play. 2nd down. And a timeout on the field. 8:01 remaining in the third quarter. Cali War up by 8, 14-6. Looking for more when we come back. Second and 9 after a 1-yard gain from Barrett. End around again, this time to Williams. Williams with some room on the near side. Flag on the field. Hold everything. Pretty good job of setting the edge, but you see the hold here at the end, maybe? Maybe it happened before that. So we'll do second down again. After a hold, it'll be 2nd and 19. Well, okay, so a couple of fouls here on the play. So one by both teams. These are going to offset. So we'll do 2nd and 9 again. Officially 7:47 remaining in the third. We're about to be joined by Jeff Stoynoff here in the booth. And again, we get an indication that 2 fouls on the play. We did see 2 flags come in here. Go back to the replay. So there's one. We saw one from the side judge as well. So second and 9 for the Cali War. As Tanya Yarley Guzman will ready the troops. Just got to watch where Barrett is. Brianna Barrett leading the league in rushing, Division I, 2nd in receiving on the season. Saw a big play earlier between her and Wiggins. Barrett to the right in the slot. Barrett in a pattern. They're looking for her. Able to bring that one in, Brianna Barrett. My goodness. Let's watch this play here between Guzman and Barrett. Slow it down here for you. Look at the hands from Brianna. And a touchdown for Brianna Barrett. Let's see it one more time here. So floated over the top. Defender right in front of her. Barrett, hey, no problem. And I got to say, Santa Stevens' coverage today has been terrific. Just better offense there from Brianna Barrett. War going for 2 here. Contact in the secondary. Look like this is, we're going to do this one again. Are we going to get some type of pick play? So a penalty on the War. That'll be declined. 2-point conversion, no good, but the War expand on their lead 20-6. Guzman this time to Barrett. We'll be back. Women's Football Alliance here from Los Angeles. Nunez with the kickoff. The Blaze will take it. This is Megan Hart. Excuse me, Nakua Barnett. Flag at the end of the play. Yeah, they're going to get a horse collar here. At the very end. Everyone walking off under their own power. Good sign. So the Blaze a steep hill to climb here, trailing by a couple of touchdowns. Be joined by Jeff Stoyanov.
Hello, Michael. Blaze have it at the 37 and a first down carry. First down and more. Inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line.
Flag on the field, hold everything.
There is a flag down. On the carry was Reese Peterson. And Peterson found some running room on that right side behind the guard, but is it coming back? We'll wait and see. For now, the ball still resting at the 23-yard line of the War. Blaze on the board after being blanked in their first outing, 16-0, but still trailing 20-6. Cali War coming in, of course, at 1-1 off the big win over SoCal last week in week 2 to even themselves up at 1-1. And now a broken play, and we're going to see a sack. Looked like Smitty Jones was the first to get there. Adrienne Tawiasi initially looked like she was looking downfield, wanting to get rid of that ball, and then the pressure came.
Yeah, Jeff, it was Adrienne Tawiasi. They call her Sarge. She started the game, got injured in the first half, came off. She was replaced by Taisha Lowry-Jones. In fact, both starting quarterbacks injured in that first half. We have not seen Wiggins here in the second. Tawiasi gets the nod here on this drive.
Yeah, but the War, I think, have the advantage. They're relatively deep at that quarterback position. Second and long. Back now at the 29, just a loss of 7. I think they were lucky to only lose 7. War showing blitz again, sweeping to the left side. Another big gain on the ground for the Blaze. This going to get the sack back and more, all the way down inside the 15, very close to the first down marker.
Yeah, Leora Bibbs, who's been huge in this one for the Blaze. Another chunk run, 4 Mile High. They're able to inch closer to a score here in the third.
Running through a tackle by Alyssa Williams. It's good hard running by Bibbs, and actually got enough for the first down. So they needed 17. They got 17. And the Blaze have it in the red zone with a 1st and 10 from the War 13-yard line. Peterson back in the game in the pistol formation behind Tawiasi. Quick pitch to Peterson. Off tackle on the left side. Peterson breaking a couple of tackles, falls forward inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. Let's watch here again as they string the play out, and Peterson finds a little bit of running room. And it looked like, was that Antoinette Borders coming all the way from a nose tackle spot. Yeah, Antoinette Borders Frazier, one of the fascinating stories of veteran defensive lineman for the War who has moved into the front office as the general manager for the Cali War, but still out there among the leading tacklers.
Looks like we have a timeout on the field taken by the Cali War. 4:14 remaining here in the third.
Before we get to our list of the top defensive tackles / general managers in the history of football, we'll get to that when we come back. Late third, War up 20-6. In the red zone, 1st and 10 for the Blaze. From the 13-yard line, Tawisi. From the pistol formation, Peterson following her left guard, picks her way forward. Near the first down marker. 4 yards on the gain, brings up a big 3rd and 1 for the Blaze. And even late third, especially the way they've been able to run the football on this drive, I think this is 4-down territory for the Blaze. No doubt looking for the 6 here, down 14.
Jeff, it's been 4-down territory pretty much all day for both teams. I mean,
starts with 4-down territory and just stays there all day. 3rd, less than a yard. Tawisi. Delayed handoff, and Peterson swarmed under. A loss of 5 all the way back.
Yeah, just miscommunication here on the handoff, I think. Just a little indecision. And you see Caldwell there.
Yeah, shooting the gap. Caldwell in there quickly. And I believe off the edge. I believe it was Mercedes Fulbright also, from that right defensive end spot, that got in there very quickly as well to blow that play up. It's 4th down and 6.
4th and goal, isn't it?
No, they can get a first down, I believe, unless they gave them the first down.
Yeah, I think they did give them the
Leora
first
Bibbs
down.
on the carry. A little move at the 10. Bibbs going to get in for the touchdown. This is nifty running from Leora Bibbs.
That great feat you see here.
And then runs through the tackle. You're not going to take down Leora Bibbs going up high.
Yeah, good luck.
And Bibbs just runs through those arm tackles and in for the touchdown. And here come the Blaze. Now at 20-12, and they will, of course, line up to go for 2. They'll spot it at the 3. Offset I formation. Bibbs in the backfield. Bibbs will get the call. Running left, looking for the edge. Picks up a block. She's going to get in. Flags are down. And we'll see. Maybe this was on the Blaze on the block. Let's see what the call is.
Yeah, it came from the back judge here, so I think they saw something on the edge. You'll see. We'll have a pretty good view of it here.
Yeah, it looked like a crackback type of block.
Now you see 84 there.
Coming in right there.
Well, yeah, going against the grain. That looks like a solid block to me, but yeah, they're gonna call that. Looks like.
So now the
We
two-point
see
conversion.
84 they're kind of holding. You see, and I don't know if she releases the block.
Yeah. I'm wondering, too, about the block on Ibarra. But either way, it comes all the way out to the 18-yard line. So it's a 15-yard penalty.
It's a personal foul.
And for the Blaze, who've been more effective on the ground, not a lot of great plays for 18 yards, but they're going to have to try and find one here.
I feel like that's a tough call there. Melanie Archuleta comes in with the block. And I guess they call it a blindside block, but it's pretty squared up.
Yeah, I think one of those where similar, I think, on the other side of the ball to the defenseless receiver, where it's the vision being compromised and the block. Because I think you're right, the block itself is clean, but more the design might have been where that play gets called. Timeout on the field. 2:36 remaining in the third, and the War have their lead cut to 8 at 20-12. Lining up from the 18 for the two-point conversion.
Yeah, Jeff, going back on that replay, I don't think it was a crackback block. She's pretty squared up. I think it's because she leads with her helmet. And you see the contact there on the replay that we showed previous.
Receivers left and right. Tawise, straight drop, stepping up, under pressure, going to be sacked. Trying to rip the ball out. As you see, Jamie Robinson, who, of course, is a big playmaker, trying to rip that ball out. Yep. 2 points any way you can get it, but it was actually Borders Frazier who got there first. The pressure up the middle once again.
Yeah, Jamie Robinson with the opening touchdown here today for the War.
Yeah, and that's nothing new going back to last year when she had several. But, Mike, I think nothing blows up a play like pressure up the middle, and that's what that Borders Frazier is able to do, is Tawise trying to step up to find a lane to release that football.
We'll go back to the early play here. Barrett with a big chunk gain nearly brought it in, but she was caught up by the turf monster.
Yeah, in the open field.
You see her trip up there at the end. And Robinson after that, on a reception, able to break some tackles and in for the first score of the ballgame.
War leading it 20-12. Watch here as Tawise stepping up.
Sack on the
pressure
2-point.
comes. Late stages, third quarter. Williams back deep.
A lot of short kicks here today from the Blaze. They want to keep the ball out of the hands of Williams and Barrett. They call her Ducky. Melanie Archuleta kick it away here for the Blaze.
And again, they'll pooch it short. And it's Williams that'll take it on the hop with a head of steam and get all the way out near midfield, forced out of bounds at the 49. So it takes a nice bounce for Williams, who's able to turn it into a decent return and very good field position for the War. And they will come out with Tanya Ureli Guzman. And again, we talked about the depth at that quarterback position. Guzman, a veteran from Mexico, and led this offense for a number of years. So we're not going to see much of a drop-off here at the quarterback position for the War. And they'll start with very good field position at the 48. Barrett will split out to the left. Offset I formation. They will overload the near side. Now back to a one-score game and whistles before the snap. Gonna back up. So 1st and 15. Now Guzman ready to go. On the ground, right side, moving the pile for about 6 yards. Nori Washington. And Washington spins forward for a gain of 6. 2nd down and 9 coming up.
Pretty stout at times in the first half in the run game. Defensively for the Blaze, starting to wear down here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, this defense did a pretty good job holding them in the game in their opener as they fell to Nebraska's 16-0. But it's a tougher assignment here on the road. Taking on the War. Washington on the carry, straight ahead for a gain of 3. And it brings up a big 3rd and 6. Not going to get much of a spot is Washington. In fact, they're going to give Washington only about a yard. So it's 3rd and 8. And again, you keep an eye on Barrett and Robinson out to the left. Offset I formation. Wind picking up here in Playa del Rey. Play action. They're going to swing it out. All kinds of trouble. Barrett makes a little move. Now starts to pick her way forward. Inside Blaze territory, but shy of the 1st down at the 47-yard line. And this creates a more manageable 4th down, a 4th and about 5. Boy, I'll tell you, this play is pretty well blown up, and Barrett does a good job just to pick up a few yards.
Agreed.
As the Blaze had a good sense of where that football was going. But Barrett, with the great speed and elusiveness, able to still make something. Washington in the backfield. The War come out in a bunch formation. They'll move Barrett to the right side with Washington. On the reverse, Williams looking for the edge. Gonna get the 1st down. Trying to stay in bounds, and Williams still making her way forward. Inside the 40. They'll spot it at about the 38-yard line, and on a 4th and 5, Williams picks up 10 yards.
Yeah, picks up a great block here from Barrett on the outside. Able to extend the play.
How about 2 blocks from Barrett on that play? That is working overtime.
Injured player on the field. This is Kiara Allen, the fullback.
End of the 3rd quarter. We'll step aside. We're through 3. The War with the lead, 20-12.
You're hot.
First play, fourth quarter, 1st and 10 from the Blaze 36. They fake the handoff, go to the end around. And a good stick after a pickup of about 3 for Sean Caldwell. Watch here the replay on the collision, and Caldwell manages to fall forward.
Yeah, Leilani Kamal has been a tackling machine here today.
I'll tell you, 5'5", 150, but lowers the shoulder there.
Yeah, plays like 6'5".
Against Sean Caldwell. So Kamal got some guts on top of it.
Yep.
A gain of 3 for Caldwell. Leaves a 2nd and 7. Receivers left and right for Guzman. Play action. Guzman straight drop over the middle, and the pass incomplete. Looking for Jamie Robinson. Just overshot the target. Good protection up front. Steps into this throw.
I mean, you see Guzman really flashing the gun there. We saw that on the 2-point conversion earlier in this one.
Yeah, a 2-point conversion that might be the difference before it's all said and done.
Yeah, we'll go back to it here on the play here from Guzman to Barrett. This is the immediate play after Wiggins got hurt. Watch this pass here, Jeff. I mean, just an absolute rope over the middle to Barrett. Barrett up high to make the play. Back to live action.
3rd down and 7. From the Blaze 33. Straight drop, Guzman. Pop flies the near side. Incomplete again. Looking once again for Robinson.
Any
And the
flag
coverage by Megan Hart was good. A 4th down and 7 coming up. And the War, of course, going to line up to go for it from the Blaze 33. Not much of a decision to be made here. Well, they've tried a couple of times to get it to Robinson. Let's see if they try to find Barrett on a 4th and 7. Lined up, Priscilla Garcia has the coverage on Barrett. And it's Barrett on the end around. Running left. And brought down well shy of the 1st down. That's a great open field tackle by Reese Peterson. Able to get to Barrett's legs at the 30. It's a gain of just 3. And the Blaze will take over on downs with a chance to come down and tie it.
Just a terrific effort there by Peterson to keep the ever-elusive Barrett from picking up the 1st down and extending the drive. Blaze take over.
Tahuisi brings him to the line. In the offset eye. Low snap, but Tahuisi has it now. On the exchange, there's a problem, and it looks like the War have it. Well, it starts with a low snap, and then as they try to get the ball to Bibbs, it pops out once again, and quickly there. I believe the War got it.
Tough to say. Let's see if we have a better look at it
Kanisha
here.
Moore in there quickly and got it. Big turnover forced by the War defense. They get it back immediately in Blaze territory and now can look for some breathing room.
Huge play, and snaps have been an issue for both teams on this, or today. The opening possession offensively for the War, their first play, Wiggins puts it on the deck after a botched exchange between her and Barrett. But they have rallied here to take the lead it by 8 here. Early 4th quarter action, 20-12 for their 2nd win on the season, 2 in a row.
Pistol formation for the War. On the ground with Washington. Great push up front. Running room for Washington. She's 7 or 8 yards downfield before she encounters a white jersey. 9 yards on the gain for Washington. 2nd and short coming up for the War. That's a fantastic job up front. Guzman has the play. Alyssa Williams split out to the left. Barrett in the slot with Robinson on the right side, but they go with Washington on the ground, angling to the right. Flags come in from the Blaze secondary. Washington twisting forward, has enough for the first down with a pickup of a couple. But it's coming back. Holding on the War. Well, that offensive line that did so much good work on the previous play. Going to give it back here. Flagged for holding. That takes away the first down. Now it's 2nd and 11 back at the Blaze 31.
I think they got Dorothy Day on the call there. So 2nd and 11, I believe.
And a play clock running down. So the War need to get to the line quickly. Guzman from the gun. Blaze showing blitz. Here they come. Good protection. Guzman throwing over the middle and incomplete. Double coverage on Williams. And a tight window to squeeze that football in.
Nearly got it there. I mean, that looked like a great pass. And that's on the hands of Williams. She's just unable to bring it down. Kamal laying the boom, but comes off gently there. That's good sportsmanship from her.
Yeah, Kamal's dropping into coverage, but still laying the lumber. 3rd and 11. Upcoming. And I expect to see, again, they'll try to get the ball in the hands of Barrett, create a more manageable 4th down. Still at the Blaze 31. Haven't had a lot of success throwing the football downfield. Split backs on a 3rd and 11. Barrett on the end around. Finds a lane through a hole. Has the first down. Barrett breaks a tackle at the 20. Barrett going to go all the way for the touchdown. Mike, once she gets into the secondary,
good luck.
Forget about it. This is a great job by the War, finding some space for Brianna Barrett. That's exactly what you're looking for. And the blocking downfield springs her.
That's just a great read by Barrett. Instead of taking it to the outside, look like it's a counter. They able to get some blocking up front. Great job. A couple looks at it here.
Yeah, I think the key is creating some space on the edge. Touchdown for Barrett comes from 31 yards out. And now they'll go for 2. Guzman throwing into the end zone, and a great catch by Barrett to convert the 2.
Man. Another frozen rope from Guzman to Barrett. High pointing the football. Barrett.
How about the elevation for Brianna Barrett?
That's impressive, Jeff.
I mean, going up there to get that football. Still a 2-score game with 12:34 remaining, but now up 16. And the War answer back after the Blaze pull a little closer.
Back to the touchdown here from Barrett.
Yeah, the juke at about the 20. Well, of course, we shouldn't wonder about the leaping ability. That's a D1 basketball playing at USC.
Yeah.
Mystery solved, Michael. Went to USC on a full ride scholarship to play basketball. And took a little of it with her to the football field. Short kick, a bobble at the 38, and losing the helmet. Heading down the sideline, picking up some yardage. Leora Bibbs able to get out near midfield, but Bibbs, well, I'll tell you, if I lost the helmet out on the football field, I'd be looking for the sidelines, but not Leora Bibbs.
Journeying forward. You know, Jeff, coming into this matchup, Brianna Barrett leading the WFA Division I in rushing, 2nd in receiving. You have a feeling that those numbers are probably going to hold, if not probably leading in both categories after today. But Barrett has put on a show. And, Jeff, you talked about the skills in basketball translating over well to football. We've seen that in the NFL with Antonio Gates, who's a Hall of Fame tight end.
Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, played at Kent State. Tony Gonzalez played at Cal. With
Donovan
Jason
McNabb.
Kidd. Yeah,
a lot of people,
yeah.
easy to forget Donovan McNabb over at Syracuse, and outstanding player. Another interesting thing about Brianna Barrett, and I think that is germane to what we're talking about on the football field, a longtime hobby and love of hers, skateboarding. And obviously I think they're just the natural balance that you're seeing in the little juke that she makes to spring herself there. So down to 11:27, they're saying on the clock. We have it at 12:28, but yeah, we'll adjust it. Down to 11:27. Taoisi.
Scoreboard's been a struggle here today, Jeff, just trying to sync up.
Well, it's still early in the
officially.
season.
Of course, our scoreboard always unofficial.
Taoisi under center, interestingly, Michael, for this snap after the trouble from the gun on the previous possession. Bibbs in the eye, and again, we're going to wait. Officials will huddle up once again. Well, a hot afternoon is giving way to a pleasant evening here in Playa del Rey. And you and I working outside for some of today, I think we're happy to feel these temperatures come down just a bit.
I'm with you.
You don't understand, bro. I was low-key a nerd back then. I still am.
Bro, you just changed the nerdiness to
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to have some yardage marked off against the Blaze. This is going to cost them 15 yards all the way back to their own 40. So still good field position, but it gets a little worse. Down 28-12. And they'll start with a 1st and 25.
Wow, so was there a personal foul or multiple penalties?
Dude, did they do a parody of that?
Well, a timeout taken by the Blaze. So we'll step aside. Early fourth quarter, the War back up 16, 28-12. First and 25 for the Blaze from their own 40. Receivers left and right. Taoisi back in the shotgun. Reese Washington back in a deep eye. They throw over the middle, trying to thread it in. It's incomplete. The intended receiver, Carmen Whitehead. Tight end, Greeley, Colorado. Sean Caldwell on the coverage. Oh, they're going to say roughing the passer. So the 15 yards will come back. Let's see, we'll have the tail end here and watch. And yeah, that's a couple of steps in. One more look from back. So that'll cost the War 15 yards. Yeah, I think you got to know when you're taking that full step or more that that's going to draw the flag every time. Back to a 1st and 10. From the War 45 on the ground, a first down carry, a gain of perhaps a couple of yards. Quickly there for the stop, Lakeisha Wheat. They're not going to give Barnett anything. Just back to the line and a 2nd down and 10. Coming up as the clock moves. Well, we got the football equivalent of Flushing Meadows here, I think, with the planes overhead. In New York, we are stone's throw from LAX. 2nd down and 10, Taoisi. As Peterson in the backfield, straight drop, has time, pop flies the near side, and the pass incomplete. Pass intended for Callista Ramos. Good protection up front for Taoisi. And on the coverage, there's Smitty Jones, veteran defensive back. Outstanding cover corner for the War. And a 3rd down and 10 coming up. Smitty Jones talking about interesting things to know about her. Says, don't be fooled by the size. I love food. I eat like a lineman. And Bibbs going to be stopped in the backfield. They will blow the play dead. And Bibbs a loss all the way back to midfield. It'll leave a 4th down and 15 after a loss of 5. So the War coming up with a big defensive stop. Up a couple of scores, and now the Blaze facing a difficult 4th and 15.
Well, Jeff, we talk about the effectiveness of the run game here in the second half for the War. You know, allows the defense to get some rest, come out fresh. You see the results paying dividends here.
3 wide receivers to the right on this 4th and 15 play. Bibbs in the backfield. 4-man rush. Taoisi guns it over the middle, nearly intercepted
By Williams.
Yeah, Williams coming up from center field. And really the only one that had a shot at that football. Pass intended for Tanya Roach.
Turnover on downs.
And now the War can perhaps look to run some clock under 10 minutes to go at 9:33 remaining in the ball game. Relly Guzman. In short work this season, came in having completed 10 of 15 passes for 94 yards and a touchdown. Adding to that total here tonight. Dual setbacks. Guzman pump fakes, now fires and completes. 1st down yardage into Blaze territory. This one going for big yardage, and Robinson finally brought down, but not before she gets all the way down to the 22-yard line.
Robinson hurt on the play, but what an effort here. Guzman hooks up with the open receiver. A lot of room to run there.
33 yards for Robinson. They will spot it at the 25, so called it 30 for Jamie Robinson, and right away the Blaze into, or I should say the War, deep into Blaze territory. For Robinson, came in with 2 catches over the first 2 weeks for 15 yards, does have a touchdown. But the big play there immediately moves the football. And the War looking to go a long way towards salting this one away, Michael, if they can go up 3 scores. Blaze running out of time. Have it at the 25. Robinson is up, hobbling, but under her own power. And again, running through a couple of tackles before they finally trip her up. Have it at the Blaze 25 with a 1st and 10. Guzman from the gun. Straight drop. Looking in the flat, and the pass incomplete. Pass intended for Kiara Allen coming out of the backfield.
Good to see Allen out there. Came off with an injury earlier.
Second down and 10 for Robinson. And Washington returns in the backfield. 3 wide receivers for the War. 4-man rush. Guzman circles right now. Rainbows the near side. And the catch is made by Barrett. Taking that football away. Barrett with another touchdown.
Brianna Barrett with her version of the night. And Brianna Barrett.
This had just a little Randy Moss in it.
Hey, just throw it up there and
Guzman,
Brianna's going to go get it.
Yeah, because the coverage is awfully good. Working, I believe, against Kimberly Santa-Steven. Yeah, and 4 hands on that football, but it's Barrett. And, you know, we keep talking about the basketball, but the body control there for Barrett, as you see, sealing off with the body and using her body to seal off Santa-Steven. And ultimately come up with that football. They'll go for 2, flip it out in the flat for Washington. Washington picks up a block, trying for the pylon, but not going to get there.
Kamal, a terrific job of pursuit of the football, able to deny Washington the 2-point conversion. What a stick.
Yeah, right about there. You thought that Washington might be able to get to the pylon, but Leilani Kamal, first the speed to close the distance, and then, as you say, Michael, the stick. Well, Barrett had 8 touchdowns over the first 2 weeks, and you thought, well, that's just a crazy number. How can that continue? Well, I think we're getting a sense of how. That may be just an average first 2 weeks.
Yeah, she's got the hat trick today. She got 3, 1 rushing, 2 receiving.
34, 12, 8, 52.
She nearly had a
in the
4th.
ball game. Yeah, as you say, in the open field and really tripped up by the turf.
Yep.
War on the doorstep of their 2nd consecutive win. Put them over 500. On the ground, this one back at the 25. Taken by Nakua Barrett, excuse me. And that football's coming out. Let's see what the call is right now.
Yeah, Barrett puts it on the turf. We'll have a pretty good look at the here, Stoy.
Yeah, Barnett running right and a little loose with the ball, but watch as the War try to dig that ball out.
No, I think she's down. Yeah, the ball's down. This should be Blaze ball. What did they rule it?
I believe it was Sydney Villarreal.
Yeah, defense coming out. That's a good call.
Getting out there, and the heady play really looking to rip that ball out. First and 10 for the Blaze at the 34. They'll keep it on the ground with Bibbs. And Bibbs with a gain of perhaps 2. Layla Rivers, the first to get there. Meanwhile, we do have a War player down.
Yeah, that looks like Antoinette Borders Frazier. She was, looked like she was being held here in the middle. You see there,
Yeah,
Augie
pushed
Nelson,
back at the tail end of that play.
has her legs clipped out from under. Injury time out on the field. We'll do the same back in a moment.
Second down and 8 from the 37 of the Blaze. And a good hole for Bibbs. Spids out of a tackle. Now past the 40 to the 41. Jones and Roberson getting there for the stop.
We're going to get another hold here.
So instead of a 3rd and about 5, back it up, it'll be 2nd and 17. Back at the Blaze 27. Bibbs remains in the backfield. They'll spread out with 4 wide receivers. Blitz coming. Quick throw, completion. Out to about the 35-yard line. Looking for her tight end, Carmen Whitehead. And Whitehead, gain of about 7 back to the original line of scrimmage where it'll be 3rd down and 10. And for Taoisi, good recognition of the blitz coming. Checks down, finds Whitehead.
Yeah, nice quick release there. Whitehead met by Caldwell, finished off by Cynthia Ibarra.
Again, 4 wide receivers, spread formation on 3rd and 10. Taoisi dropping back, 4-man rush in the flat, but nothing doing for Bibbs. Kenesha Moore right there, and Bibbs going nowhere even if she makes the catch. Brings up a 4th and 10 from the 34, and a chance for the Blaze to get the ball back with a short field to boot. Taoisi gonna move Bibbs. War showing blitz, but they'll drop off. They come with 4 in the flat for Bibbs. Spins away from 1 tackle, bounces off another. Bibbs has the first down. Out to midfield, still churning the legs. Won't go down. Bibbs finally brought down at the 46-yard line by Moore. But a 4th down conversion keeps the Blaze alive.
Wow.
This is a great individual effort from Bibbs. Breaking 1 tackle and then moving the pile. It was Cynthia Ibarra that had a shot. But again, Michael, I think going in high, and that's just very tough to do against Leora Bibbs.
Yeah. Finally, Kenesha Moore able to put her to the ground, but not before Bibbs able to pick up the first down. Under 7 to go here in the 4th.
17 yards on a 4th and 10.
That's huge.
Straight drop. Taoisi has time. Guns over the middle. Intercepted. War force another turnover. Sydney Villarreal.
Flag on the field. This is probably going to be
The linebacker dropping into coverage, and I think Taoisi just doesn't see Sidney Villarreal.
Yep.
Stepping in front of that ball, the pass intended for Savannah Lucas. And the War forced the turnover. And 6:04 remaining in the ball game. And Cali up 34-12. They've got it back. Guzman out in the flat, pass incomplete. Looking for Kiara Allen. New quarterback, Mo Wetchen. So the first attempt for Mo Wetchen. The pass incomplete. Three wide receivers on 2nd and 10. Quick pitch. Washington sweeping to the near side. Finds some running room. Kamal finally runs her out of bounds. But Washington near the first down marker. Before Leilani Kamal gets there, and you see the speed of Kamal.
You're going to walk this one back?
Yeah,
Holding
another
again.
flag down. So take away the positive yardage for Washington. So a 1st and 20.
Second 20.
Did I miss a down? Oh, yeah, the incompletion.
Yep.
That's it. 2nd and 20. Wetchen has the snap. Looking left, throws, completes, but not much doing. Maybe a gain of a yard on the completion to Allen. Quickly there for the stop. Naquan Burnett. Well diagnosed by Barnett. And Allen did well just to get back to the line of scrimmage. They will spot it at the 26. So a gain of about a yard, and it leaves a 3rd and 19. Well, paging Brianna Barrett, excuse me. Had Barnett on the line.
I made that mistake earlier.
The end around again, and good yardage for Williams. Up the near sideline and run out of bounds, but Williams getting a big chunk of the 19 yards back. And again, Michael, I think the speed of the War overall telling.
Yeah, you could see
out
it,
to the 41.
especially with Barrett.
Yeah, you don't need Brianna Barrett. Apparently, Alyssa Williams will do the job. 15 yards. Leaves a 4th and 4. Certainly more manageable for Owetchen. Quick throw and the pass incomplete. Looking in the flat once again for Jamie Robinson. And good to see Robinson back after the lower leg injury before, but back on the field. And the Blaze get the defensive stop. They'll take over at the War 41. 4:56 remaining in the game. And Adrienne Tauesi will bring the offense back on. It's a struggle for Tauesi a week ago, completing just 4 of 14 passes. 31 yards, but I think it's a step forward for the Blaze this week. A couple of touchdowns on the board after they were blanked in week 1. And I think for Blaze fans, you got to like that you can build around Leora Bibbs. And that running game, 62 yards against the Pride, and has run for solid yardage again here this week. She'll come out in the pistol formation behind Taoisi. And they will give to Bibbs, running right. Cuts it back. A gain of about 5. We'll leave a 2nd and 5. Sparkle Doucette, get credit for the tackle. Football resting at the War 37. Clock moving. 4:20 and counting remaining in the game. Taoisi with 3 wide receivers. On a 2nd and 5, and not on the same page with Bibbs, and Taoisi does manage to fall on it. But I think what happens there is, again, Michael, the snap is a bit of the problem. Back to Taoisi's right, and Bibbs is just ahead of the play. And Taoisi's trying to recover and get that handoff on what appeared to be a stretch play.
A loss of 5 on the play instead of 3rd and 10.
Yeah, they'll give them the 40, so make it about 3rd and 8. So they'll give some forward progress. And now some confusion in the huddle before this 3rd and 8 play. And it's going to cost the Blaze 5 yards. And now, indeed, it is 3rd and 10 plus. 3rd and 13. From the War 45. They'll overload the right side. War showing blitz. Here they come. Taoisi rolling right. Steps up, sheds a tackle, fires it downfield, but it's picked off. Williams with the interception. With some running room on the return down the near side, knocked out of bounds. After a lengthy return, there is a War player down. Now a late flag comes in. And Taoisi just trying to make something happen. But Alyssa Williams has the interception. Coming up for the Blaze, they're back at home next week to take on the New Mexico Bonitas. So while they sort out both the injury and the flag, because one did come in late, take it back to the interception by Williams. 3 turnovers forced by the War defense in the 4th quarter. So as much as we want to talk about Brianna Barrett, and we do, I think a lot of credit to be given to this War defense for slamming the door here in what was a 1-score game at the start of the 4th quarter. So 2:48 on the clock. War back in action next week as well. Home again to the Nevada Storm, and it'll be a chance for a measure of redemption for the War, who dropped their opener at Nevada 30-24. So they'll get another crack at the Storm. And we'll look forward to that one. That'll be the litmus configuration test, Michael. is playing the Vixen.
That's true.
But it's not like scheduling the Vixen in December.
They'd probably be indoors at that point.
That's true. You got to find a working dome. So the penalty from the 42, and the War eschewing the opportunity to run the football and perhaps run out the clock down to 2:36. Instead, they put the ball in the hands of Oetjen and look in the secondary. And Oetjen will look to throw again. Looking right, throws off the hands of Barrett and incomplete.
I think it's a good idea here to get Oetjen some reps here. The game sealed up.
Yeah, Barrett once again had some separation, and that pass just barely overthrown. And a timeout on the field. They fake the end around. Oetjen on the run, completes the pass, has the first down. Washington deep in Blaze territory, down the far sideline. Pushed out of bounds near the goal line and in for a touchdown. It looks for Washington on the first few attempts. That time with a defender in her face. Delivered a strike to Washington, who does the rest. Now they'll line up to go for two. Keep it on the ground and not going to get there, Allen. Stopped well short. 40-12. .217 remaining. Three fourth quarter touchdowns. Now lead it by 28. Line drive kick taken at the 40. And a return of a few yards will take it out to the 44. And we'll see the Blaze offense one more time. Sam? Taping down. First and 10. And a quick pitch on the near side. Peterson able to get the edge with a stiff arm near the first down marker. About 9 yards for Peterson. Peterson bottled up for the most part in week one. Second and 1 for the Blaze. And now the officials will break it up. We'll get ready to go. Final 2 minutes. And the War poised to move to 2-1 on the season. Pro set. Peterson finds a little lane, has the first down. Down to the 43-yard line of the War. Joanne Bliss on the stop. Fresh set of downs for the Blaze. Clock moving. Well, who could figure it? The War didn't want to run the clock with the lead, but the Blaze apparently okay with it. as they keep it on the ground, get the first down, but the clock continues to move. 1:15 and counting. Snap to Tawisi. Peterson on the right side, running room once again. And Peterson brought down at the War 40, a gain of about 7. And now a little more extracurriculars, and here comes the flag. A lot of chirping throughout this fourth quarter on both sides. Leaves a second down and 3, and yeah, you see there.
Yeah, they're going to
Sydney
get Sydney
Villarreal.
Yeah.
Just helping herself up with the help of Peterson's head.
Well, and the ball.
It's going to draw a flag pretty much every time. Meanwhile, clock stops with 1 minute remaining. I think if you're Sydney Villarreal, I just don't see it. But, of course, it's hard to know exactly what's going on down there. So they'll tack on the 15 yards. That'll take it down to the War 23-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. Offset eye for Tawisi. First down handoff, and a good push up front again. The line moved back by that Blaze offensive line. It's a gain of about 6, moves it inside the War 20. Perhaps time for one more play. So we're winding down to 26 seconds. Second down and 4. Another carry up the middle. Inside the War 10 down to the 5. As Paula Barnett has the first down. They'll stop the clock with 15 seconds remaining. .15 seconds with a timeout down on the field. And the Blaze have it inside the War 10-yard line. Well, not too hard to settle on a player of the game for the War. Brianna Barrett, once again, doing it all. 3 touchdowns here tonight. A couple of touchdowns here in the fourth quarter to break this one open. After the Blaze pulled within 8 at 20-12 heading into the fourth quarter. Now down to 15 seconds. Barnett in the backfield behind Tawisi. From the 9-yard line of the War, Tawisi, straight drop, throws into the end zone, intercepted once again. 4th turnover in the fourth quarter for this War defense, and now it's a foot race down the near sideline. This is going to go for a War touchdown. 100 yards on the return. Kenesha Moore. Well, how about that for the final play of the game? Looking to see if there are any flags. We do have a Blaze player down. Back near the War 10-yard line. And we'll take a look at the replay as Kenesha Moore puts an exclamation point on this one. And once again, while it's easy and accurate to focus on Brianna Barrett and her spectacular effort, the War defense really closed the show here in the fourth quarter. forcing turnovers, 4 of them to be exact, in the fourth quarter. And there is no time remaining on the clock, so this one's a final. They haven't changed the scoreboard, so I don't know. It is possible that there was a flag down. We don't have an indication just yet. As you watch more, once she gets the edge, it's a foot race. And nobody going to catch more. As again, they attend to an injured player for the Blaze. And the officials still huddled up, so we will keep it here just for a moment just to wrap it up. But Mike, an impressive fourth quarter for a War team that was locked in a fairly tight 1 through 3 quarters before breaking it open late, moving to 2-1 on the season.
Yeah, we don't have a number yet on the injured player, but likely the final play of the ball game. Unfortunate go down. The touchdown was taken off the board. There was a penalty that nullified the score, but it wasn't an interception. Don't know if they're going to put more time back. So the final, will be 40-12. But right now, I think of more import on everybody's mind as they continue to look at a Blaze player down in the War red zone. And we're going to take one more look at the final play. And Taoiseach initially with time, but again, similar to the interception we saw from Villarreal earlier, where the War linebackers dropping into coverage, and Taoiseach having difficulty picking up those War linebackers as they drop back. And that time, it was Kenesha Moore that was able to step in, make the interception. The penalty on the return does take the touchdown off the board. And again, we waiting just to get a sense of the status on the injury down on the field. Step aside for an injury timeout.
It's a final in the War. Top the Blaze 40-12. Here tonight, Brianna Barrett leads the way with 3 touchdowns, and the War defense continuing to make big plays, forcing turnovers all the way down to the final play. That'll wrap up our coverage here from Playa del Rey as the War moved to 2-1 with the 40-12 win. Thanks so much for joining us. So long, everybody.